out in LA. Ask any questions below for either of us. If you're watching this on the replay when it's up, ask any questions and we'll do our best to answer. Okay. Let me just start this live stream on Instagram and then we'll be ready.
Sounds good.
Try to give everybody a chance to see if they tune in.
Fair enough.
They have time to consume content right now. What better than some positive vibes?
There you go.
All right. What's your Instagram handle? I'll put it on here too.
Sure. At Urban High Priestess.
Got it. H-I-G-H High Priestess.
Yeah,
Okay.
HIGHPRIESTESS.
Just making sure it didn't have, people have like special spelling of for the Instagram
handles.
Right,
yeah, for sure. It's a long one.
Ask questions and see us both on Facebook or YouTube. Search Noel Strain. All right, awesome. We are ready. I could figure out a way to do all this stuff so I could just like snap my fingers and it'd be done.
It's technology. It's all good.
like Instagram won't let you copy and paste into a live stream. Like you have to type it out, anything that you want to say.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's looking forward to them improving that feature. Can't complain because it's all free, so we can't really complain about it.
That's true.
All right, cool.
Got it.
All right, let's do it and record.
Okay.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Enlightened Conversations. Really excited for today and to introduce you guys to today's guest. We have Kara Glenn, who is out in the Los Angeles, Southern California area, and Kara is an intuitive reader and an overall awesome human. I came across her Instagram page not too long ago and reached out to her and asked her if she wanted to have a conversation with me here, and she was excited to do so. So we're going to flow some positive vibes you guys' way today. And without further ado, from me, I want to introduce you guys to Kara. And Kara, if you could share with the audience so they're more familiar with you, who you are, what you do, why you do it.
Yes. As Noel was saying, I'm Kara. I'm an intuitive reader. I am in the Los Angeles area. Disability is something new that I've tapped into in the past few months. So I'm very excited to see where it goes. I love educating people. I love helping people, being of service. So that's where I'm at. Stepped into my purpose.
Fun. I never know anything that much about the guests until they come on, Kara. And that's exciting that this is something that you are stepping into right now. And the reason I do what I do, because I love seeing the light bulb switch on for people so that people know that we can be, do, and have anything, and what we truly are, and the power that we do have. And once the light bulb switches on for any of us, it's like a lifetime of evolution. And there's things now that you're becoming aware of that 5 years you'll be using for other things and be doing all sorts of cool stuff. So it's
absolutely
the journey is awesome. What was it that kind of made the light bulb pop on for you, or have you been? Let me ask you this. So sometimes I'll meet people, not that often, but like from the time that they're little kids, because when we're little kids, we're all just these little unconditional, loving little beings that just came into this physical body. And then as we grow, we start comparing ourselves at school, and people telling us we're not enough. We're telling ourselves we're not enough, and then reason I do what I do, because I love to help the light bulb pop back on to where we all know that we're not disconnected. We're all connected. We all have this same power to flow through us. What kind of helped you with the light bulb moment?
Wow. So I've been on my spiritual journey for, gosh, about 8 years now. I guess when I had my first light bulb moment with the spiritual community. But like you said, it's an ongoing journey. And for me, I've always dealt with, psychic mediums. They would approach me in my lifetime. I was always intrigued and interested in kind of things. But just recently I had a reading done, and that reader told me I had the same ability. So that was very, I don't know, it's just like something activated within myself because I've always felt intuitive, but to have somebody else tell me that, it just made me kind of like run with it. So I've just been confident. I've been exercising the muscle. And honestly, I feel very connected. Like you said, we're all one. So I feel connected in that sense.
I love it. I love it. What Kara is describing highlights for all of us how, at any moment of life, like when we are open to receiving, a synchronicity,
Yes.
because she didn't know that medium was going to share with her what they share with her, and it was the right time for her to hear that and to receive that, and her soul, she felt the energy and got excited about it. And for
Yes,
all of us, like
absolutely.
for some of you guys out there listening right now, and I've been there, we've all been there, where we didn't really know exactly what life was going to look like, going forward from this point. Like, we were open to things evolving for us, but yet we just didn't
Mm-hmm.
know the exact thing or how or any of these questions that we ask. And what I like to encourage everybody is, as soon as we have any type of how question or what am I going to be doing or, purpose question or anything like that, we can get really excited to know that the answer will find us when we're ready to receive it. And this is a great
Mm-hmm.
example. Like, we can't plan
For
out
sure.
the whole plot to the movie. And if we could, it'd be kind of a boring movie to know everything that
Right.
was going to happen in life. So that's awesome. And so for you,
Yeah, definitely.
did you always
Um, so, I,
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
oh yeah, so I was just saying, like, being open and flexible to life. Like, we're conditioned to, be kind of like one track minded in a sense, and yeah, just having knowledge of self, diving into myself. I think that's what led me to be more open to life, if that makes sense. So, like you said, it was perfect timing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what's
Yeah.
what's cool about like your journey and anyone's journey that I know there's people watching this right now that also are in the helping people space, whether you want to call those light
Yeah.
workers or empaths or whatever we want to call them. What's cool is like because all of us, it's my desire and what I love for everybody is to have, like I said, this light bulb moment so that our lives can be what we would like it to be. We can create what we want to create while we're here. We can enjoy the moments of life and not feel separated, but feel like connected with all that is. And then for some, like what you've now started to do is we choose to actually help people with this gift and the things that we
Mm-hmm.
become aware of and we want to share and uplift others.
That's
How
right.
did you like? How long after you were told that you had, this gift and you got excited about it, did you say, you know what, I'm gonna use this to help other people? And how's that process been so far?
So for me, it's interesting because I guess I've always been an empath. I didn't know that, but I've always been that person that people would go to seek some type of advice or just help out, sort out different issues. So basically, I felt like after the reading, it just was like, okay, this is for sure what I'm doing. It's not just something I do because that's the kind of person I am, but no, like, this is actually my purpose, and to step into that power completely and fully. Um, yeah, so I've always been wanted to help people. I've always had a kind heart, always used my experiences to, help other people. So I heal myself so that I can heal others.
I love it. I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I like how you answered that too, because it's like I'll use myself as an example also. For me, it's like once I became aware of some of these things that have helped me over the past, you know, decade plus enjoy life more, be able to enjoy the moment and not take it for granted. And, then we have like reminders that happen in life where all of us kind of get a feeling of that. Like when we lose, significant figures in like our culture, like we just lost Kobe
That's
Bryant
right.
a few days ago, which is just like crazy. I think that's
I
probably the
feel that. I
most,
feel that
yeah,
energy.
it's the most significant
Yeah.
loss we've had in the United States. I was telling somebody this yesterday. I did a conversation, the episode that would be before yours, with a girl in
Okay.
Australia, and they felt it out there too. He's a global icon, but what we felt out here in the
Mm,
United States, we haven't lost anybody that young and that iconic in a long time.
right.
Like, I mean, the
That's right.
last big loss we had was like Michael Jackson. He was a little bit older, and but this, like, with a tragedy like this, it's crazy. Like, and I, like, every part of my body just wanted to share some of the things that I've become aware of just about life, and living in the moment, but then also death and dying. I had some things that I was inspired to share with people when it comes to that, just to give people some more clarity and some more peace.
Hmm.
But I forgot what I was even going with that. My whole brain and mind went to to Kobe.
That
It always
happens.
pops
That
back in.
happens to me so
I
much.
forgot what I just a
It's okay.
the strategy for anybody out there listening, like, what I know is, because when we have these thoughts pop into our mind, when we are, have a certain energy, like, in the moment, whether it's wanting
Yeah.
to empower or excited or passionate or whatever it is,
Hmm.
that's where
Hmm.
the thoughts are coming from. So we're just channeling from that energy. So
Exactly.
what a lot of us do is, when we lose our train of thought, we could be like, oh shit, I lost my train of thought. And it drops our
Stop.
frequency. So
Yep.
now
Yep.
you're pulling thoughts from the, oh, frustrated, like, crap, I lost what I thought. What
Exactly.
I do
Oh
is I
my
just keep
gosh.
running my mouth and just keep enjoying myself, and then it always pops back in.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
so it'll pop back when it's ready to come out. But so
Yeah.
my question for you, because I love when, like I said, I love when the light bulb pops on for people, and now that you're on this path, like, here right at the beginning of 2020,
Hmm.
what are you excited about in Kara's world, to where what's evolving for you right now, and what do you have anything that you would love to share, as far as your experience so far with your own evolving, or people that you've worked with, or um, anything that flows out of you right now, while I remember what I was going to say before.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course, of course. I guess just random. The power of the mind is so amazing. Just perspective and how we can literally change our whole situation, our whole life just by changing our thoughts. And I didn't realize that, like, as I was going about my life, when I was younger, I struggled with things like depression and anger and feeling defeated by life. Um, just to have, like I said, seeking awareness of self, and then learning myself, who I was, and unlearning a lot of things as well, um, certain patterns and conditioning. But it's just very interesting that we really are the creators of our own lives. And when you change your mindset, it can truly just, things just align better, if that makes sense. When you align yourself to a certain frequency, making a conscious decision to you know, step outside of comfort zones, things like that. Life can be really just beautiful. Like, of course, we have our struggles. Every day is not perfect. But for the most part, just being conscious and not just letting life happen to you. Like, that's so important. And I say that to say, because I find a lot of people that I coming across, they're just feeling like they don't have control of their own life, and it's not true. It's seriously not true. But yeah, that's what I wanted to tell people. Just be aware of your thoughts. Be aware of things that you do, um, because it is translated. Everything that you experience externally starts internally, and that is very true.
I love it. I love it. I'm so happy that you said that, and that
Yeah.
you inspired me a lot to share something with the audience that would be very useful. Because you said we sometimes have to, well, probably all of us at some point in our lives, have to unlearn some things.
Oh yeah.
And what really that means to me is, what we see in our external world, all of us, is a reflection of, yes, what's going on in our internal world, and what's going on in our internal world is really reflecting on what we believe to be true about about life, and the stories that we're sharing, as far as this is this way and this is going this way, and all of these things. So sometimes we have to realize that all that our beliefs are thoughts that we've thought over and over and over and over and over again, And you
Yes,
think anything long enough, you're going to believe it. That's why,
that's right.
spiritual teachers teach affirmations, because even if
That's
you
right.
say an affirmation the first time, maybe that's not like a core belief, right here and now, but say it, over and over again every day, you'll start to
It will
hear
be.
it. Your mind, your subconscious will accept it to be true. And that'll actually start to reflect out into your external world. So I love that you said
Yes.
that, because, I look at life, Kara, as there's universal truths, like regardless of what I say or I believe or don't believe. Like, I have a balcony right here. If any of us in the world jump off the balcony, there's no one going to fly sideways or up. Like, we're all going to go down. Law of gravity says this to be true. And then we
That's right.
have universal laws like law of attraction, and so many things that where these are things that are that are truths because they're law. And then everything else is possibility, and
Exactly.
we control the possibilities based off of what we believe. And so, I
You
mean,
have to be flexible.
yeah, I
You
encourage
have to be
everybody out
flexible with
there.
your beliefs. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do not, because the journey of learning and consciousness, just constantly leveling up, constantly learning, it never stops. There's always something to learn and unlearn, relearn, unlearn, learn. It's just constantly, constant, constant. So always stay open to
Absolutely.
that in life in that aspect.
Great point.
Mm.
Great point. Like, it's as soon as one becomes open, and then it's like life just completely shifts, because you just never know. Like,
Mm-hmm.
even I got a mentor, Kara, at 25, share with me the first ever book that I ever read by choice. Like, before that, it was like it just what was assigned, and even then, I was like not doing it. I don't know how I got my degree in school. I was playing baseball, and they said I had to take classes in order to play, so
Oh,
that's what
okay.
I did.
Right. There you
Um,
go. Okay.
but yeah. So, but even at like 25, like, even though like the light bulb went on, like life wasn't all like roses and like berries and like rainbows. Like, from that point, like, it still was like, okay, this is interesting, and I'm excited to apply this. It was a law of attraction book, and I'm excited to apply this in my life. But there were still so many other things over the years that I needed to attract and become aware of and apply into my life that
Mm-hmm.
were necessary in order for what's most important to me. And what I encourage everyone is to control the only thing that really any of us can control is like, what's my vibe, what's my frequency right now in the moment, which is going
That's right.
to really be what determines, is this moment a good one, or is it one that's like a little bit rough? Nothing right or
That's
wrong
right.
with it. Like, we're humans, so there's going to be some challenging moments for all of us. But to be aware of it and realize that we have something, we can change it if we're aware of it and we choose to. Then
Mm-hmm.
life can evolve very, very fun, because most of these synchronicities that happen, like when Kara received the reading, like, she was in a place open to receiving. Like, she chose to go do this reading. Like, no one like dragged her there and said, you must like learn these things. Like, it's life's not going to happen that
Right.
way for any of us. So, like, just know that,
That's very true.
yeah, just know when like the aha moments for any of us probably won't come is when we're like angry, frustrated, worried, blaming life or others. Like, these are not the
That's right.
times, because right in those moments we're a match to synchronicities that we really don't like. Like, we're a match to
Right.
physical illness. We're a match to getting injured, or accidents, or
It's like being in
hearing.
muddy waters.
Yeah.
You can't
So
see clear. Mm-hmm.
absolutely. So
Mm-hmm.
no, it's awesome. I love talking about all this stuff. I love talking about just the light bulb coming on, and then being open to whatever the next step on our journey is. Because, you know, for me, Kara, life is just a movie, and we're the star, and we get to choose
Literally.
what we want to see. And you're in LA, so this is a good analogy for you. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah.
I, I used to love this analogy in LA, because I'm like, oh, life is a movie. Like, it's like, and everybody's like in the entertainment, not everybody, but so
We
many people
are
are in
the
the
star of
entertainment.
our own movies. It's yeah, very much that's true. And
Yeah,
like you said, like with energy, like our own energy, it can affect our surroundings, can affect people around us. Like you said, being conscious of where you are in yourself, like that's very important. Don't worry about what the next person is doing. Like worrying about yourself is key.
absolutely, absolutely. We're all on our own journeys, and we know we can't. One of the blind spots that I had, because that's another thing. A lot of us, all of us, at some point have blind spots that we haven't become aware of yet, that could be affecting our vibe and our energy right now. And one of those, just what just popped in my mind from what you just said, was I used to be, probably just being an athlete, and like we're always like competing and like talking trash to each other and all these things like that created like the version of Noel, into my early adulthood, where I was still super critical of, hard on myself for one, because I used to always be that way as an athlete, and then super hard on like society, like anything that someone would
Yeah.
do. I'm like just talking trash for no reason, and not like being a jerk where I'm just like openly like verbally assaulting
Right,
people. I've
right,
never
right,
been
right.
that dude, but even mentally, it's just like if you're driving and like someone is driving a certain way, and then you just find yourself just talking just trash to them,
Yeah, look
out
at
loud
that
or
guy. Look at that.
yeah, even that little for sure, even that little
Mhm,
stuff. I'm not saying there's
mhm.
anything wrong with that, but I'm just saying be aware of that because that starts a momentum to where regardless of where your frequency was before that, you just felt worse by like you never feel better for talking trash and like being critical of yourself or others. And then that could
Yeah.
lead to, the next thought coming in to where it's like, damn, this day is like, all these people out here. Like I've been around people where it's just like they just are choosing to complain about anything that pops in their mind.
And it's contagious
Yeah,
to be around energy like that. You gotta definitely be mindful of that.
for
Check
sure.
yourself.
For
Check
sure.
the people you're with if they're like that.
100%. And
Mhm.
here, fun facts for everybody, and again, not making anyone wrong for choosing to live that way. That's the way that it is for them in that moment, like right now. And unfortunately, they're probably going to attract some synchronicities that are going to reflect that, and life is going to continue to evolve. There's going to be more things to complain about. If we find ourselves complaining, don't worry. The universe will give us more things to complain
Ooh,
about. Not as a punishment.
so
That's just
true.
your frequency. that's just what you're a
Right.
match to. So the universe is like, oh, you're on the complain frequency. Well, here's some more stuff to complain about. Here's
Yeah,
some more
yeah.
stuff to worry about.
There you
So
go.
yeah, it's just way simpler than that. So, for any of
Oh my
us, it's
goodness.
just a matter of just knowing that we can't be critical of others and they're on their own journey and feel good
That's right.
at the same time. So if you find yourself blaming, like you have to choose. If you're going to blame or be critical or, be angry or upset, or you can have your frequency be where you like it to be, where you're a match to good health, to awesome relationships, to
That's
financial
right.
things that you want. And, this is the easier way to live life. The other way is I've lived it. It's a little bit more challenging, but it's all good. Like some people like drama movies where it's just like the ups and the downs and the roller coaster, and it's like, damn, like they were just going good and
Ooh,
they just lost it all.
ooh. Yeah. Man, that's draining. That's draining.
For sure,
It's
for
draining.
sure.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, anything you want to share with the audience that you have going on this year that you want them to know about, and you guys definitely connect with Kara on social media because what's awesome,
Yes,
and
please do.
yeah, I didn't know this before, like we talked, like I mentioned, but just knowing that she's like going on this journey now and super excited about it, and helping people. It's cool to see where people evolve to and what they choose to do, in their time here. I love social media for that because once we connect
Me
with people,
too.
it's like potential. I love collaborating. Obviously, like everything I'm doing right now in life is all collaborating with other awesome humans like you, Kara. And
Yeah.
so it's just fun to see what people decide to do with their own energy and where life can flow for all of us. Like we're just one global community called humanity. The way I
There
look
you
at
go.
it.
Yeah, so this year I'm just really looking forward to seeing where this is going to take me. I'm definitely one to, I'm a free spirit. I trust in the universe. I believe, I used to be a very controlling person. I want to have control of every aspect of my life. So, like we are talking about being open, I'm in this space currently where I am very open, I'm trusting, and a lot of things just in this past couple of months, things have been unfolding for me, just supporting my journey on this whole spiritual journey with my readings and being a healer and helping people. So, for instance, like I met you, the power of social media is very powerful. I've connected with so many awesome people, like you had said earlier. And yeah, so I don't know exactly where this is going to take me, but I know that it's going to be awesome um, as I go about, day to day. And as I see this year ending very powerfully, I see a lot of my um, dreams manifesting. And it's interesting because I was looking at my dream board from last year, my vision board, and I have put on there spiritual advisor.
Mm.
And I just think that's very interesting. So I had just pulled it out from under my bed. It's been kind of hidden. And I pulled it out a couple weeks ago, and I was like, wow, like I've manifested some of these things on this vision board. And being a spiritual advisor was one of the biggest things, like right in the middle. So again, I just trust the universe and have faith that things are just going to be very awesome.
I love that. Like that's that's something really for anybody listening to take away. Like that's such a good vibe for any of us to be in. As far as like, I don't know exactly what things are going to look like because none of us do. Like, there's nothing that we could mention in any of our lives that we would consider to be an awesome life experience that we knew exactly the whole plan and plot like leading up to that, where we knew all the people that we were going to meet, we knew all the like we knew exactly what the experiences were going to be. Like none of us can
Yeah.
point to that. That's just not how life works. So what makes a lot of us anxious is trying to figure all that out like before it's unfolding. Like we don't need to know how or when or where or who, if you want a relationship or whatever the case may be. It's just a matter of, but the energy of, I don't know what it's going to look like exactly, but I know it's going to be awesome. It's such a good vibe because then the universe is like, oh, so you want an awesome movie? Well, here's this person, here's this experience, here's this on your dream board, which side note, really good to have if you guys haven't looked into having a dream board. We have these phones now, so I've been making like little dream boards in my phone. I have different albums in my phone for years, right?
That's
Thousands
so
of
funny.
pictures. Like I have the most like data that they will allow. Like I have to get the cloud and all that because I have so many pictures saved in my phone.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll just like slideshow them and have music playing and all sorts of stuff. So
That's smart.
yeah,
That's a good idea.
for sure. Digital dream board. But I like the act of like having it up and or you could have it under the bed like Kara and pull it out.
Right.
I've done that too. But
You're right.
the act of having it up in visual to where you could just be like
Oh
doing
yeah.
random stuff and see it is super powerful. I've
It's very
manifested
much
stuff
so.
off dream boards where I'm like, damn, I'm like living in the place. Like in Miami was a place that 5 years ago I manifested in off of a dream board, and the place that I moved
Mm.
into when I first got here, I realized when I was like unpacked this dream board that it just was like all like crumpled up. I was like, damn, my dream board. I'm like, shit, this place looks really similar to the place I put on there,
That's
5 years
amazing.
ago. Yeah. So life is life is powerful, but I love that energy. Like everybody out there, like have the vibe of having the vision from all your life experience has led you up to this moment right now. So in this moment, we're more
Yeah.
clear about the things that we want to see in our lives and the things that we don't want to see in our lives. The ones of us that choose to focus most on the things that we do want to see and not have to know how, what, when, where, who, all the details, and can just be in that vibe that Carrie just mentioned. Like, I just know it's going to be awesome because that's really what we live for and what we enjoy the most is the unfolding of all these awesome things. Like if you have a dream board, it's like you put something awesome on your dream board and you're like, damn, I don't know how that's going to happen, but I'm excited to see. Like the
Right.
ways that it could come about is just like it's amazing, and that's what makes this
The
life fun.
least expected ways. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just
That's
all of
so
us are
true.
powerful creators, so it's fun.
We
Well,
are.
this is fun,
Yeah.
Kira. I really appreciate you. And I mean, anything else that you want to share? What I love about the internet is that someone could listen to this episode 50 years from now and be like, who's this awesome Kara human? And like look you up and like, who knows what you'll be doing. But anything else that you want to share with the audience, doesn't matter what it is, I will leave it up to you. But I appreciate you've shared already tons of awesome stuff.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm in this space currently of helping people that are newly introduced, like getting into their spiritual journey. They are, making that transition that for learning things on their own and learning self. So I do eye readings, so that helps with identifying any like traumas or blockages, or just things that you need to know to support you on your journey. So in that aspect, I would just like to share that I am available in that way. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
I love it. I love it. And the market for you, Kara, is like almost every human on the planet. Because I mean, it's like you have about 7 billion plus to work with as far as which is awesome. Because
Mhm.
at some point, I just my affirmation for everybody. I stopped saying this recently. Actually, I had a friend of mine who was on a podcast in somewhere in the 20s, and she reached out and she was like, Noel, I've been saying, like, do you ever think when you send somebody, because you know how we send a message to somebody like, hope all has been well, which we send that like it's an easy thing to say. But for
Mhm.
myself, I don't really use the word like hope. Like I'm more of a, like I know things are working out. Like this is how, like it's just more powerful. So, like, and I've been thinking about it, every time I send that to someone, I'm like, it's just a part of me where it's like, I don't know what else to say. And like, I do hope everything's been going well, but I can't really vibrate for you. So I don't know what your life has been like. Either way, like from this moment forward, like things can start to move momentum in the direction that we
Mhm.
want it to go for all of us. So like, I don't even know why I started saying this. I love this about life. It's just like random out of my mouth. But I'm gonna finish
I
with
love it.
it's the first time I've
Keep
shared this
going.
on a podcast. This is like happened like last night. I was like, yeah, what else can we say? And then it popped into my mind. And so now I said this is actually the podcast instead of I hope all has been well. You actually would have got this message if we hadn't already confirmed last night, because I always confirm the
Okay.
day of. I have another one I'm recording after this, and I always say I hope all has been well since the last time that we talked. So now I'm saying I'm affirming that that all is well today, and and also since we talked, just affirming it in the affirmative to where
Yeah.
and mentioning today, because regardless if it's been a rough day yesterday, the day before that, like in this moment right now, we can just decide maybe not to be blissful, because if a lot of challenges have been happening, like we might not be blissful in this moment, and that's okay. But we all can choose to just like chill and be like content, just be at peace. Like I've had happier days, and I've for sure had like more sad days than this, and I'm just appreciative to be alive and excited to
Right.
see what the next step is on my journey. And until I know,
That's
like
right.
I'm just gonna chill and just like be at a calm. And that's a really good vibe
That's
for us
right.
too, because things can pop into our mind that excite us, or we can have cool synchronicities from that vibe too, and then momentum
That's
can
true.
start us in the direction that we want to go. So now I'm just positively affirming. And again, I don't know where that came from, but it's the first time I've said it on this podcast.
I love it. I receive it.
Awesome. Well, you guys definitely connect with Kara and follow her on social media. And if you are inspired to reach out and work with her, my best advice is follow that inspiration with anything in life, because there's something there for us, like life experience wise. With any life experience, there's going to be additional clarity for us. Maybe something that we're like, ooh, I really love this. And you can continue your journey on that direction. There might be some things in any life experience you're like, I don't want to experience that anymore, and that's great for us too, because now we get to focus on the part of life experience that we do want. So
Right.
definitely reach out to Kara if you're inspired to, and
Yes, please
follow her. And
do.
yeah,
Please
she's
do.
awesome. She's gonna bring the same awesome energy you guys
Wow.
felt in this podcast, and just appreciate you for coming on and sharing your
Of
love and
course.
light with the audience, and excited to
Thank
see
you.
where your journey
Thanks for having me.
flows to. And thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Enlightened Conversations. Definitely share this episode with anyone that popped in your mind, and share it on social media. And you never know who you'll impact, and they'll be so appreciative to you, and you'll feel good about it as well. And rate and review and subscribe if you're not already. Make it easier to find these beautiful episodes, and we'll keep talking with awesome humans like Kara more and more, and sending positive vibes to you guys all. Have an amazing day whenever you hear
Yes.
this. Happy New Year! I can decide I'm gonna say that all year, Kara, because when's the
All right.
cutoff?
There we go.
When's the cutoff date? I'm just excited to say it in like July, like January is like catching people off guard. Like, no, you're still saying Happy New Year. It's like the whatever day it is, the end of January.
Yeah.
You guys will really be caught off guard when I say it in July.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. We'll talk to you guys soon. That
Right.
was fun, Kara.
Thank you.
You're awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, you're awesome. Hold on, I'm gonna stop the stream, and I'm gonna say bye to you officially. 1 second.
Okay.
Oh wait, I see if anybody. Oh well, if you guys have questions, I'll answer them. I'll answer them later, unless I see it right now before it